If you're shopping for last-minute Christmas gifts, it may be hard to know what to get for those in your life. But the key this holiday season is responsible gift giving.
Anita Pindur, Executive Director of the Way Back In, joins us now. Now, she's sharing how we can support those struggling with gambling addictions, get them gifts that make sense on that journey, and specifically responsible gift giving. What exactly does that mean?
Well, thank you. Yes, responsible gift giving, predominantly for children, but for anyone, because anyone could be suffering and not know that they might have a gambling use disorder. We really recommend really thinking before you give. And so scratch off, lotto tickets, any other form of gambling, like poker chips or something, are not child's play, and they definitely should not be given to children. We remember lotto, 18 and up, any other form of gambling, 21 and up. And so, before you give, and we're 2 days out, right? You're like, what do I do? Just kind of slow down, think, and give responsibly.
To your point, what would be a good gift last minute? Maybe some candy instead of, like you said, instead of the scratch off tickets, maybe if you're hustling, candy, just something of that sort?
Yeah, anything, right? And sometimes it's a budgetary issue. So we're thinking like, oh, I can just run in, grab a quick scratch off. It's fun. It has that whole illusion of, potentially being worth more than it is. But it really affects children's brains differently and affects the way they grow up. And we could potentially trigger a disorder that wouldn't normally be there. So, there's many options, right? And you could do something as easy as go to the dollar store and buy some puzzles, some coloring books, something that will keep them entertained, get them kind of playing, but doesn't necessarily have to be triggering.
Now, there is a public health campaign, Are You Really Winning? Second year for that. Can you talk a little bit about that effort?
Yes, so the state of Illinois, the Department of Human Services, the Division of Substance Use Prevention and Recovery, has started initiating the Are You Really Winning campaign. And it is a statewide campaign to bring awareness of gambling, responsible gaming, as well as prevention and treatment options. So people who are kind of diagnosed or suffering or aren't sure if they or their loved one has a problem can really go to the website areyoureallywinning.com or call 1-800-GAMBLER and kind of seek resources, seek information, and receive help and treatment.
What are some of the red flags that you would typically see?
So a lot of the red flags are a preoccupation, whenever it becomes your full-time job in a way, and when other things start suffering. So family relationship will start suffering, you're not seeing the person as much, work and school start declining. We often talk about work with adults, but often with kids, we need to start looking at school. Do they have different friends? Do they have new friends? Do they not have any friends at all now? Are you getting weird phone calls from people you don't really know? And are they really occupied with this one thing that they're just kind of only talking, only gambling all the time?
And this is such a hard time of year for people in that category because of all the bowl games, the sports that we see. How much more difficult does that make it?
It does make it more difficult. When we talk about prevention in general, when something becomes so mainstream, it really makes it much harder to choose not to participate in something. And when there is something like a gambling use disorder, which often we would refer to as addiction, like any other disease, it would be like an allergy, right? When you want to abstain and you want to be away from it and not participate, it becomes harder when it's in work, in school, when everybody is doing it. And especially now with sports betting, we definitely want to make sure that people have a healthy spot. And even when you are doing holiday parties or sports parties, make sure that you have a spot for people who choose not to participate, for people who don't want to, maybe a healthy portion for, children who aren't going to be involved in that.
What do some of your programs look like? Inpatient, outpatient? I know there's counselors on hand.
Yes, so the Way Back In runs a gambling treatment program. We have been doing that since 1999 through the support of the state of Illinois. We do outpatient services, we do intensive inpatient services, as well as residential, so like a recovery home type setting. And we also do telehealth to be able to really kind of participate in everybody's ability, either in person or virtually.
How long can these programs last? We're talking days, weeks, months?
It really depends on the person's need. Majority of treatment usually starts with about 8 weeks. We really recommend 90 days to begin with, and sometimes even up to a year. So really depending on what that person needs.
Well, you are wonderful. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
And if you or a loved one is struggling with gambling addiction, reach out to the Way Back In by scanning their QR code on the screen there. You can also give them a call, follow them on social media, or visit their website at waybackin.org.